on this side of the waiata, the tuauri, the composition of it and the setting of it and the framework of it was made to allow an opportunity for a child to learn. But we've got to go back a wee bit further, that particular composer had a whakapapa spread that went all the way down into the South Island. And so he was able to connect to a whole lot of other genealogical traits and pull them all together and put this thing together into something that could be played with a child. And we've got to remember that you can play with this thing. It's not so delved in tapu that you can't use it because you're talking with a child here. So what it gives you is a format to use as a springboard to go and get stuff over here and over here. And that's now on a global package where you can get stuff anywhere in the world. An example of that is Te Koti, the brilliance of that man. And the other example of excellence is obviously Raharui Rukupo and Te Wāka. The ability to take, which is a Pākehā tool, a chisel, and carve a Māori tipuna and revolutionize something at a time where there was total change happening around them was a stroke of brilliance. The flip side of the Te Koti side of that coin is if you flipped it up, it's got two heads on it. The other head is Te Koti. Somewhere in there, his teachings are very, very similar to Rukupo because what he did with the painted images was exactly the same. I'm going to take this and I'm going to do this. And both of those two men are genius. They come from a genius pool, and that has to be rongo whakata. If we were to use that word abundance, what abundance are we talking about there? The analogy is of a whale. Hei mai is actually the manner and how it comes ashore. And sometimes when they come ashore, if they've been at sea for a long time, they deglove. It's almost as though their whole body system is taken off and only the bones are left. And you've got to work out how does that fit into my history with this pakake that ia mai ki uta. Then you've got to look at it and say, there's a wealth of knowledge in here. That's the abundance of knowledge because the whale is the greatest carrier of history, whether it's coming from the warmer waters of Hawaii down to Tahiti, from Tahiti to Roroponga and past us through to Kaikoura. That whole trek is well documented, and the ability to be able to tap into Pōpō and then go, oh, hang on, Pōpō said this. And so you get on the back of something like a wave, hei mai, and you ride it and see how far that wave can take you. And you know that this particular wave, it has the ability to wreck us as a people. But we're still here because we have to get on with it. And that's how they lived their lives. They took the dawn of change as a means of following that horizon as far as you can. So the āmai te pakake is more not necessarily just about what it offers us in terms of its physical being as food, weaponry and a whole set, but its ability to have a mauri and a life force that's way beyond anything that we can have because we're just small creatures here. There's the big tuakana coming ashore to bring that food and bring that type of corridor ashore for us to say, actually, if you turn me around and push me back that way, I'll take you on a journey back out into that world, which is a different world from what we know because it would be landlocked. We're tangata whenua, we're landlocked, we're no longer tangata moana. So it's that, and if you're tangata moana, surely you're tangata whetū. Tini whetū ki te rangi, and it's all that type of, take one word and have a look at it and see what it can do for you in a modern sense, and also how it's been interpreted from a traditional sense. But it's continuum of wave. I think that's what they were saying.